Hey, yo, this is Tazadoctrine's Didactic Empowerment. And this is episode 1. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, like, share. This podcast right here, the information I'm about to hit you with, is didactic. This is essential information because relationships all over today is type crazy. So this first episode, I'm going to talk to you about the system behind modern relationships. Are we being engineered? Has masculinity been re-engineered? I need you to leave your comments below. Your opinion matters. Acquiescence isn't an option. That means if you don't say nothing, you've already made a decision. So, welcome to Tazadoctrine's Didactic Empowerment. So let me talk, right? So most people believe that relationship conflict is something personal. Think it's her, it's him. But what if I told you you're being mentally manipulated? You're being indoctrinated with social media, with your smartphone, with other sources. What if there's an unseen hand that's manipulating the way that men and women think? When they think they're thinking from their own accord, they're really not. So I'm going to talk to you all about this, and this is real, man. So you need to heed what I'm about to say to you right now. Stop what you're doing and give me your undivided attention. You heard? Because I'm about to hit you with something crazy real. And you might be like, damn, I never thought of it like that. You just might be intrigued. So give me a little bit of your time right here, your undivided attention, and I can assure you, you will learn something that you can apply to your relationship. Your relationship might be dying right now because people, they believe that they're thinking from their own accord, but it's like they're really walking around in a matrix. You dig? You smell me? So I'm about to talk to you with something real, man. Go ahead and share it with your mans. Share this with your girl. Because this is that right now. It's for real. This is Tazadoctrine. You dig? I'm outside. So I'm outside. I'm giving it to you straight, but I'm keeping it on an intellectual level. Because that's me, man. That's the best type of person, man. You know both sides of the fence. You dig? Now, most people believe, I reiterate, that relationship conflict is something personal. They believe it's poor communication, or he got an ego, or she got an emotional problem, she's emotionally immature. But what if the tension that we're witnessing between men and female, so let's face it, bro, it's really turned up out here. It's really turned up out here. Well, I mean, Eve is like, I don't need no man. I can hold it down by myself. But then years later, so a lot of women be wishing they had that, you know what I mean? That baby, that 1 or 2 babies, and then you see her coming through like, yo, Stella got her groove back. But she can't really get it back because her eggs are all dried up. You understand what I'm talking about? It's a little bit different for men. And I'm just keeping it a buck with you. It's a little different for men because when a woman hits 35, statistically, that's considered to be a high-risk pregnancy. You dig? But a man, into his 60s and 70s, he can still be impregnating women. That's just the way that the Creator made it. So now we got a lot of tension. I mean, women breaking off, women hitting the corporate wall, saying they don't need a man, but they kind of, hindsight, they be like, damn, maybe I was wrong. But now you got pride. They riding that wave of pride. You understand what I'm talking about? Like a stalking cat. And even though they know that they was wrong, they're not going to say it. So she'll suffer in silence. But what is causing this? Why is there such an influx of man against the woman against the man? A lot of women turning masculine and so on and so forth. I don't know about you, homie, but I'm not attracted to no masculine female because, listen, man, that reminds you of a dude. You dig? And real men, they want something soft. And you understand what I'm talking about? Feminine, submissive. A man loves nothing better, a real man. But there's a lot of tension that we're witnessing between the men and the women. And I contend that this is actually influenced by institutional incentives. So it's much larger than an individual perspective or personality. A lot of these women that, I don't need a man, she's on that type of time. It is my belief that she's not even thinking from her own accord. That's not to insult her, but that's how the system is engendering indoctrination into the minds. And so you got a lot of men, they be like a Homer Simpson type dude. He in the corner and she running the crib. She's running the house. She's pushing the narrative. And a lot of men, stop me where I'm lying at. A lot of men, they remain quiet, because they don't want to hear Eve argue. That's a fact, bro. So the illusion of personal conflict is something that a deluge of people have decided to rock with. They falling for it. See, we live in an era, in a time, where there's constant narrative reinforcement. And what I mean by that is, they're manipulating your thinking. They're pushing a narrative. They're pushing a narrative through social media. They're pushing a narrative through your smartphone. I mean, people are really, how many phone numbers, check this out right here. How many phone numbers have you memorized? Back in the day, we had to memorize numbers. The average cat in today's, they don't, listen, man, they lose that phone, they lost everything. You're not losing your brain as much anymore. It's literally dumbing you down right before you, and you're not catching any of this. You're not peeping none of it. Me, myself, I can't hold you. The way that this society's going, I'm not jacking it, son. I'm not feeling it, son. I'm really not jacking it. And the way that, I mean, it's hard to, you know what I mean? It's hard to get where a Eve that's real in this day and age. And when I say Eve, I'm talking about the females, right? Because she's taught to run game, right? She's taught to run game. She got my dukes telling her, you don't need to settle down with no one man. And you got to have this and you got to have that. And she's listening to her friends. She got people in her ear. She might have otherwise been in a good relationship, but she getting so much influence. You understand what I'm talking about? I mean, who are you really talking to? Are you talking to her? Or are you talking to the influential, systematic indoctrination that's been pushed on her? Same thing for him. A lot of dudes are mad soft today. They're extremely submissive. A lot of men, you talk to a lot of dudes in this day and age, they're like really argumentative. They get really bitchy. You understand? They going back and forth arguing with a female. Yeah, that's feminine energy. That's not masculine energy. I'm like, what type of time these dudes are on? A lot of these dudes have actually come to my shows on YouTube, my live streams, and they want to jaw jab and talk of intent. They want to argue. So I don't engage in polemics. Right? And a lot of these dudes, they come on their polemics extraordinaire. It's like, yo, your son kind of remind me of one of my broads. You dig? So I don't even take it there. Well, because I'm not about that going back and forth and all of that. And besides, the very moment that you engage in an argument with someone and you allow them to get you angry, you're literally giving that person control over you. And you can like that, understand it, believe it or not, man. That's what it is. And that's on the veil. So the illusion of personal conflict. We live in an era of constant narrative reinforcement. People telling you what to do. Social media has influenced you. Eve's coming out of her clothes. You see the pictures online. Eve, she's looking over her shoulder and her butt's facing the camera. No cap. Social media platforms amplify the outrage. Then you got the algorithm, right? So Eve's looking over her shoulder and her buttocks is facing the camera. And she'll put something up on the screen like, you know what I mean? She ain't really trying to, you know what I mean, attract you. But come on, man, let's keep it a buck. Eve already know that men are attracted to things that move and certain physiques and all of that, man. A real man is naturally attracted to a woman with a shapely body like that figure 8 or that hourglass. You dig? You feel me? That's on everything. But she'll put something like, what a beautiful day I'm having. I feel at peace. But I mean, that's just there to try and distract you. But what she's really calling your attention to, Rob, is a body, man. Let's just keep it funky, man. Real cats see through that. Only the softies, the soft dudes, the beta males, they ain't peeping none of that, right? They don't see none of it. Why? Because they was raised by a Eve, usually a single mother. I'm not saying that just because a man was raised by a single mother that he can't be a real man. What I am saying, if he doesn't have some sort of male influence, it doesn't necessarily have to be his father, but it has to be a masculine figure. If he don't have that, he's going to be on a whole different type of time, because he's going to be exhibiting a lot of different feminine energy when he engages in day-to-day dialogue. And I mean, he gets a lot more emotional than the dude that was raised by his father, than the man that was reared by his father. So you got people that chasing algorithms, and you can like it, understand it, believe it or not, following these algorithms, they reward divisions between women and men. And it seems like Eve is not peeping none of this. That whole I don't need a man, that's a dangerous thing to say. And you got viral content frames that's pushing gender dynamics as competition. And Eve is all for it. I mean, to me, the system is not for the man or the woman, but they're using Eve as a scapegoat to bring the man down. And this is something that I need women to really muse over, really think over. Watch this, watch this. When a group of men, see, there's two types of patriarchs, right? There's a patriarch that's like Abel, which was a righteous man. But when the Most High asked Cain and Abel to bring something, Abel offered life. Right? He was going to sacrifice an animal, right? But Cain, he wasn't bringing no real life, right? So the Most High didn't really want his offering. So what did he do? He slew his brother. And that spirit of Cain is still in the earth. And that's that other type of patriarch that I'm talking about. The spirit of Cain. That spirit of Cain is always trying to overthrow his brother. And I'm hit you something, sis. The reason that it seems like the system is for you, when a man goes to court, he gets divorced, rape, he leaves, he lose, he worked all of his life, sweat, blood, and tears to get where he is, especially if he's a melanated. You see what I'm saying? A so-called black man. He worked mad hard to get where he is, and the system come and let you snatch it away. This man might get kicked out of his own house based on this system. That's not a fair system. It's not just. That's not a justice system. You can't even call me a liar. Stop me where I'm lying at. But that's what it is. So the system uses Eve, the woman, to control the righteous patriarch. So they tell you to be masculine is toxic. The very moment that you use a term like toxic masculinity, you're throwing salt on being masculine. You can't say masculinity without being a man, because the very word itself, masculinity, when you deal with the etymology of the word, it's inclusive of being a man. So when a woman begins to act more masculine, what is she really doing? She's trying to be something that she's not. It's just the way it is. So now you have society trying to rewrite the narrative, said, oh yeah, women could be masculine too. And so, listen, man, that's really not part of their genetic makeup. And you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. Just like it's not meant for a man to be effeminate. We're biologically different. You understand what I'm saying? When people rewrite narratives and they create false narratives and they make your wrong seem like it's right, oh, you're on a whole different type of time. And that's the kind of world we live in. So they explain things to you in a way where they make evil fear seeming. Then you have the economy. You have women that's going out now. They're going to college to get more bachelor's degrees than men. Women are graduating slightly more with bachelor's degrees. And in Europe, they get more graduate degrees. So she said, oh, well, we can make more money. But they're using that system to bring down the righteous patriarch. And the sad thing is, baby, sweetheart, you're not seeing any of this. And it's meant for you not to see it because there's a hidden hand that's orchestrating all of that. Meanwhile, they're turning you against men. But what happens when they turn you against men? They can control you. It's just like when an oppositional force come against another country and they overthrow the men in that community. They say, yo, once we overthrow the men, it's easy for us to control and ravish the women. Now, you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. But when you look at history, it's always been that way. When they overtook, when you look back in biblical times, when they went in and they invaded a nation, they ravished the women or they made the women concubines. So a deceptive patriarch of Cain has that mentality. It is my belief that's what's going into effect. And most people are not seeing that because you got your head in a phone. You dig? You got your head in a phone. You're watching marathons on television, and they telling lies to you visually, and it's programming your subconscious. And what goes into your subconscious mind, you eventually act that out without being even aware of you doing it. So, I mean, there's an outrage, there's monetization. You got Eve, she's coming out of her joint. She's coming out of her clothes. She's supposed to cover 3/4 with cloth, and then they push it to him. And most men, they're attracted to things that move. Now, just because you have that attraction doesn't mean that you need to operate on that lower level of vibration. You understand what I'm talking about? Because when you operate on the level of instinct, you begin to conduct yourself like a beast. That's uncivilized. When Eve starts to take things off, it's uncivilized. You dig? But the society say, no, you could do that. You could show whatever you want to show. And she get more thumbs up for it. So you got an identity reinforcement. They tell her, oh, yo, yeah, you could do this. It's my body, my choice, they say. Never mind, it might be a life, huh? That's identity reinforcement. They're pushing a narrative, and it makes her and him, because a lot of guys, they believe it's okay to be submissive and submit to Eve, submit to a woman. So they're pushing this identity reinforcement where people think and believe that they're thinking for their own accord, but they're being influenced. And guess what? Division is profitable. You know why? Because if we could get both parents out of the home, Both parents are working. Nobody's rearing Shanae. Nobody's rearing Ray Ray. So Shanae's getting pregnant at an extremely early age now with no husband or anyone to look out for. Get on the system. Put him on child support. And little Ray Ray, what's happening to him? He out in the streets. He's hustling. You understand what I'm talking about? So now his son, he's still in the son. He's having a son while he's a son. So now he get bagged. He's going off doing a little time. And when he come out, his son is wearing a dress. And you dig what I'm saying? He's upset with his son, but he never started to think. He never stopped to think that, damn, did I cater to this by not being there for him? You dig? So these are the realities that we got to face. But meanwhile, all of that is profitable for the system because it's all about commerce. You understand? Prison is commercial. You understand what I'm talking about? There's all sorts of bonds attached to that. So it's commercial. When a woman goes and get on welfare, essentially she's really saying farewell. Because there you go. Now it's storing him in the system. Well, you like it, understand it, believe it or not. And she knows that. When she go and get on welfare, the system's coming for him. It's profit. Division is profitable. It's the way that the system's made it. And it's not getting better. It's getting worse. You better wake up. This is Tazadoctrine. You heard? Let's talk about psychological incentives. Well, what do I mean by psychological incentives? Right? See, when a society, as this modern society, it rewards independence. It rewards a woman for being independent. Oh, I don't need a man. I could do it by myself. How does it reward her? You leave him, the system will take care of you. The child's going to be a bastard, but the government will become the father. But we're going to go after him. Child support, whatever else. Bring him to court. He's going to get divorce rate. You understand what I'm talking about? He might lose everything. That's a system that rewards. That's a society that rewards independence as superiority. You want to be a superwoman? You don't need a man. That becomes an aphorism. I don't need a man. I'm just independent. Interdependence becomes a weakness. You know what I'm talking about? I don't need a man. Well, so women, a lot of women are waiting to get pregnant, if they get pregnant at all. A lot of them are not even having children, but they regret it later. I was looking at some statistics. It said 1 in 3 women regret choosing a career over family, but that's later in life. See, hindsight's always 20/20, you dig? Then there's validation. Men are coming down, down, down. Huh? Because you're always chasing validation. Why? You have that absence of a father. You dig? You have an absence of the father. And that's detrimental to society as a whole. In the last book in the Tanakh, right? Which we'll call the Old Testaments. Last book, last verse. The Creator is telling you what must be done to fix the problems on earth. And you know what he said in the book of Malachi? Last verse, last chapter. He say, in order to fix this, we got to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the children's to the father, not to the mother. And then he ends with say, least I come and I smite the earth. And so that's what's going on right now. He's smiting the earth. And you can like that, understand it, believe it or not, but just because you not believe in the truth won't make it a lie or won't make it untrue. You dig? You might not be jacking that, but can't deny the truth. And I don't apologize because the truth doesn't offer any apology. It doesn't need to apologize because it is the truth. And when the truth comes, all false things must disappear. So a lot of men are chasing culture validation. They want to be like the remainder of the culture. He's chasing her. He's appeasing to her. And so when a man does that, she can't properly look up to him and honor him. Right? The very moment, I hit you, son, King. The very moment you start chasing a woman, when you start asking her things, you've elevated her above you. So now you're destroying the polarity. Well, you're going to destroy any kind of polarity that was there. And if she had attraction to you, even if she tells you what I'm saying is wrong, I'm going to hit you, son, King. I done been with mad Eves, and I'm telling you what I'm saying is spot on. Eve would tell you, no, that's not true. Don't listen to him. What you need to do is really listen to me because I'm giving you the game. How's that working out for you your way? It's not working out for you. The very moment you start chasing her and you trying, you know what I mean? You're putting her in a position of power and you're giving her the ability to make the decisions on whether you're going to get together. So you need to be chasing your purpose. Instead, on the streets, they call it MOB. What? But the rule is, when a man is chasing his purpose, he's going to be always getting bread. And I'm not telling you to measure your whole life around money, but you got to have a purpose. And a woman's going to always respect that. And when you, and this is where a lot of men go off, and again, it's because of the single parenting. When they get with a woman, a man might have been on his purpose. He might have been hitting the gym. You understand what I'm talking? He getting brolic and all of that. You know what I mean? But when he get with her, he get comfortable. You see him later, he got his stomach all the way out the head. Because he think he got it now. And she's starting to look at him in disgust. Because he gave up his mission, his purpose for her. And that's not what she wants. Even if she tell you that in the beginning, man, I'm hit you with something, man. Most women don't really know what they want because and that's not to insult them, but they say one thing, but they want another. You ever wonder why the woman say, oh man, I'm always getting with the wrong kind of guy. He treats me really bad. And she's talking to you. You understand? Because you're a lollipop dude. You dig what I'm saying? You're a lollipop. She talking to you. But you just, you know what I mean? You never beating them guts. You never getting the box. Because you that dude she come to when she needs someone to talk to. You've been friended. And once you get in that friend zone, homie, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, you're lower in status. You're a friend. You've been friended. And then there's this public identity. Public identity is shaping private expectations, right? How you look in the public. A man could be a good dude. Well, he might be a janitor, right? And he's doing all right. You understand what I'm talking about? But she may not want to be with him simply because of that. She wants someone wearing a suit and tie. You understand what I'm talking about? She might even want him clean shaven and all of that, looking like Prince. A Mike. You dig what I'm saying? Because she's been taught now to fall in love with her own image. Some of them don't like masculinity until they run into a real one. Then they respect that. You feel me? But you're trying to cater to her instead of being yourself. Because of public identity. The public is telling you to do this, telling her to do this, and you conform. And conformity destroys who you are as an individual. You can like that, understand it, believe it or not. I'm giving it to you real, raw and uncut. I was, you know what I mean? I had done this before, and Big was like, nah, he really jacking that. Yeah, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it BK. So I'm like, I bet. I'm gonna run that back. So now I'm giving it to you, uncut and raw. Now leave your comments below. Are you agreeing that a lot of men have fallen and they're acting other than what a man should be conducting himself like? If you're jacking that, put I agree below. Are you agreeing that a lot of Eves are off and she's trying to be the leader and it just brings more frustration? Well, because it's not just in her, it's not in her genetic or biological makeup to rule over him. And he's not supposed to be ruled by her, man. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not being facetious, because when you take the average guy and the average woman, same weight and height, the man is already naturally stronger. So if he submits, it's generally a choice. It's generally a choice. If you take it back to the savage type cultures, men would see women and take what they want. Why? Because they was more powerful. So you had to set up a system with laws and all of this and that, right? Back in the day, women had to have men for protection because another man would just see her. You understand what I'm talking about? In prehistoric times, if he saw that, he would get that. And that's biblical. I'm not making this up. It's written in history. So now let's talk about the economic reconstruction. We're dealing with economics. More and more women are going to college, getting bachelor degrees. Right now, statistically, they say they're getting more than men. That means more money for them. So society has told them that, okay, if you get more money, you don't really need him. You know what I mean? Some Eves are on a whole different type of time. When they want some wood, they go and get him. So they got multiple men now. And a real dude, he ain't rocking out with that, man. I know I'm not. But these lollipop dudes, they about that. You know what I mean? I knew dudes back home in NY. They used to try to impregnate Eve. Matter of fact, my cousin Leek was like that. Yeah, I'm going to get her pregnant so I could be with her for 18 years. To me, that's sucker-ish. You dig? But economic reconstruction. See, the economic shift always reshapes the relational structure, how men and women will relate. So you put a woman, you understand, in out of the house and put her in the workforce, she starts saying, yo, I don't really need him. That's what they think, right? But as I stated earlier, hindsight's always 20/20. Money doesn't make you happy. I know that sounds crazy, but you can have a lot of bread, but if you don't have that real companionship, that's why you have a lot of millionaires that's miserable. What? You have a lot of millionaires that's miserable. The money's just a distraction because it's not real anyways, right? It's no longer backed by gold or silver. It's backed by the gross national product. You really just have a money of an account. Give you an example. What I'm talking about is not real. If someone hacked your credit card, or they stole your credit card information, you contact your bank, they might have took 5 racks. What do? They just put some digits back in the computer and you got it back. It's just some money of an account. It's nothing of an intrinsic value. It only has value because of your energy. You give it your value with your faith and your belief. But this system right here, you're the real money. We the people are the real money. So what are they doing? They indoctrinate minds and create an economic shift. And again, I reiterate that always reshape rational structure. So now you have homes that have a dual income. So if they have a dual income, that means both parties are working. So both parents are out of the home. So what happens? Shanae's getting pregnant at 12 and 13. She has an early menstrual because she's eating really bad food. She's eating microwave food. She's eating a lot of fast food. Mom's not home cooking. Dad's gone. If he got a job, a lot of them don't have the job, so you're on the corner trying to get it. And then he gets bagged. When he gets bagged, his little man is wearing a dress. He's upset with him. But again, as I stated earlier, man, at the inception of this video, he never considered that, damn, if I was there, more than likely that wouldn't have happened. That father figure not having it in the family is detrimental. So they want this dual income, though, so both parents are gone. Who's raising Lil Ray Ray? The streets is. And the streets is death row. That's a fact, homie. Yo, man, these streets are not loyal. Then there's a delayed family formation with Eve. She said, I don't want to have a baby right now. If she wants to have one at all. Then when she decides to have one, her eggs might be depleted. She's been taking birth control because she been getting smashed. Don't get it twisted. She getting her back blown out. You dig? She been out there, you know what I mean, on that carousel, getting busy. But now, when she try and go, the walls of her uterus might be too weak because of the birth control. She didn't think about that. That haunts her for the remainder of her life. I'm talking real talk right here, you. But you have the career-oriented women that sacrifice families for their career. And like I say, 1 in 3, 1 in 4, so that they regret doing that now. But it's too late. So she become bitter. And you go to the hair salons, and the favorite topic is the no good man. Stop me where I'm lying at. You go on the tube right now, and you'll be hard pressed not to find an Eve saying, why don't you all take care of your children? Some hit your son, though, kings, queens. When survival no longer requires partnership, the psychology of partnership changes. So women think that they're thinking from their own accord when they say, I don't need a man. The system is doing that. It's systematically indoctrination, controlling you through social media, controlling you through a smartphone, controlling you through a TV. Stop me where I'm lying at, huh? You look at a lot of television shows now, you see this little woman that weighs about 120, 130, beating a 6'5" man that's skillfully trained in the martial art. She beating him down and make him look stupid. You can insult anyone in society, and you're going to be charged with a hate crime except for men. Except for men. Stop me where I'm lying at. Men are made to look stupid. Can't even call me a liar on that one, homie. Man, you need to man up. Get it together. You need to reevaluate your thinking and your perceptions of reality. Because some of you don't know what it's like to be a man because you've never been a man. And it takes a father to raise a son to become a man. A woman could give it her best shot. But what I'm seeing in this society, man, a lot of you dudes, wow, sweet like candy. And very emotional. You get emotional, you dig? Over something that you should be able to really say to a real dude and he will eat that. You know what I mean? He wear that. You tell a dude he wrong in this society now. For the little dudes coming up, they gotta have loser trophies. Where they do that at? Not in Brooklyn. They got loser trophies, homie. In case they lose. So what's the point of winning if the loser's getting the trophy too? But that's what they pushing in society. Tell you, oh no, you shouldn't talk to him like that. Hey, yo, man, if he, you know what I mean? If he's effed up, I'm gonna let him know that. You dig? Sometimes that's what it takes to provoke change. But that in this society, now hey, they different, son. They different. They on a whole different type of time. And the institutions are influencing people, right? Institutions are making people totally not believe in the creator anymore. I was in Barnes and Nobles on 34th Street. And now I was in 34th. Was it? It was the Avenues of the Americas. And money making Manhattan. I'm in a Barnes and Nobles and I'm looking for a Bible. And a professor came up to me. He said, yo, do you still believe in that thing? This was a college professor. And I looked at him. I'm like, yo, what is it to you? But he was part of the institutions that's getting people not to believe in the Most High. That's institutional influence. It stopped me where I'm lying at. The more that some people are indoctrinated with colleges and so on and so forth, the more difficult it is to reach them. See, institutions don't tell you how to behave directly. They change the environment before you, and you conform. And then what happens? Behavior adapts. So you go into school system. And in the preschools, the elementary schools, all the way up to high school, I would say about 70% of the teachers are what? White women. I ain't playing no color game. I'm just giving it to you real. I got to keep it funky, man. And so what are they teaching? Oh, no, Johnny. Little Johnny. It's okay if you want to be Sally. Or it's okay if you like Lil Ray Ray. And so that narrative's being pushed. And it causes confusion. Because if you're intelligent, right? You should know what sex you are. Some people be like, nah, I was born that way. Listen, man. I'm a believer in the Most High. The Most High doesn't make mistakes. So you telling me the Most High made a mistake? Yahuwah doesn't make mistakes. It's a choice. We all have choices, right? And I can make that argument. You tell me, nah, I was born this way. But it's in thinking. Did you guys know that in DSM-4, homosexuality was previously labeled as a mental disorder? When more and more females started to come into the field of psychology and psychology, things began to change in DSM-5. Borderline personality disorder was primarily considered to be a female dominant disorder. But when more women came over into the profession, they say, oh, this is genderly biased. So they changed it. They changed the environment. And what happens? Behavior adapts. Education, or should I say edumacation, is shaping worldview. It's okay, Johnny, if you love little Ray Ray. Love conquers all, they say. How many of you men believe that's okay? How many of you women believe that's okay? And if so, why? If not, why not? Leave your comments below. Then there's corporate culture. She wants a man that's at least 6 feet tall. He's making at least $150,000 to $200,000 a year. She's not earning that. She wants him to work in corporate America. The man that can make her happiest, he may work for the city of New York, transportation, or the garbage company either. She doesn't want that. He needs to be in a suit, needs to be a certain height, so on and so forth. Corporate culture is redefining value. The man that will make her the happiest is not valuable in her eyes. And you have the media reframing what's success. The man that's driving or that's working on the trash truck, and he wanted that job, and he's content with that job, that's his success because that's what he wants. But you are allowing corporate culture and the media to reframe what success is. It's indoctrination, folks. How many of you women on the sounds of my voice would be with a man that's not 6 feet tall, that's not making $100,000 a year, but he has the capacity to make you happy, and he's willing to do what it takes to make you content? Leave your comments below. How many of you men have actually been rejected because you didn't have a corporate job or you wasn't a certain height? Leave your comments below. This is real, man. This is Tazadoctrine. Let me get to the bottom of this. The divorce rate is escalating. Men don't want to get married anymore because men get divorced, raped in court, and lose almost everything, inclusive of their children. Still today, 70 to 80% of child custody cases are won by women, even if the father is the better parent. And statistically, it shows overall, single fathers make better parents than single mothers because the children often turn out better and give back more to society. When the man is missing in the household, children are more prone to suicide. Children are more prone to high school dropouts. Children are more prone to the juvenile system, more prone to the penal system, more prone to drug and alcohol abuse. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourselves. But you're allowing the media to reframe success and what you should do and who you are. And you believe that's coming from your own accord. Do you believe that the media have a vast impact on the people and the culture and the modern day would seem to be gender wars between women and men? It's like when people get involved and they start talking, it's a stage play. Everybody's acting. Right? Everybody got on a costume. What you're looking at when you see this person, you hear this person, is a proverbial person. You're not seeing the real person, it's a costume. Just like actors and actresses on a stage. But when the curtains close and they go backstage and you're with that person for a while, the costume comes off, hair weave comes off, I mean, you find out that the lips are lip injections. The buttocks come from Brazil. And you ready to get busy. You see the hair weave and everything else on the floor. And she said, come on, I'm ready. Instead of jumping on her, you jump on the floor because all of the good stuff is on the floor that she just threw off. You dig? Sad but true. So I'm going to conclude with this, right? The breakdown of modern relationships may not be about personal failure. It may be about misaligned incentives in a redesigned environment. There's a system that has a hidden hand orchestrating these gender wars, that's manipulating their thinking. You're indoctrinated with what they want you to believe. They're creating a narrative and you're running with it. So the question is not who to blame. The question is whether we understand the system that we're navigating. Do you understand the system you're navigating in, sis? The decisions that you've made, did they really come from your own accord? Do you understand the system that you're navigating in, bro? This is my call to action. Comment below. Are modern relationships failing because of personal issues, or is it systematically designed to be that way? Are they failing because of individuals or the incentives that the system create, particularly for women? Is it because of the individuals, or is it because of incentives? Acquiescence, it's not an option. Not giving an answer, you've already answered. This is Tazadoctrine. This is the truth. Be sure to tune in 10 p.m. every Tuesday for the next episode. As for now, I'm going to say shalom, peace, 2 fingers. And I'll leave that in the air. You dig? I'm out.